Hello everyone, and hope you all are doing well. My name is Tareq Hadhad. I am the CEO and founder of Peace by Chocolate here in Nova Scotia. Thank you very much to the Salvation Army for having me. I'm really excited to speak to you all because there are many amazing things that everyone is doing from their place to appreciate diversity, to strengthen our communities that we are transforming by living up to the values of compassion and empowerment. Thank you very much, and I am really looking forward to sharing my story with you, the story that has shaped everything that we have been doing since coming to Canada. It's been the reason why we wake up every day motivated to change our communities and make positive impact. Kindness is a circle. Whatever you give, you'll get back. You give kindness, you will get kindness. You give fear and anxiety, you will get fear and anxiety. I'm going to take you a little bit on a journey in history. In 1986, the year that changed everything in our family, and that's how chocolate became part of our identity. My father didn't want to become a civil engineer anymore. He just graduated. He went to my grandmother and he told her, "Mom, I don't want to be a civil engineer anymore." And she said, "What do you want to be?" And he said, "I want to create change. I want to do something different." And then they went to my cousin's wedding. Everyone at the wedding was eating chocolate, was happy. My father said, "No one eats chocolate will ever be sad." That was the thing that has changed everything afterwards. My father started making chocolate in the home kitchen, although he had no idea how to make chocolate. The only thing he knew is that, you can go in the kitchen, you can just go and learn about how other nations make their own chocolate recipes. And it was a messy process. The first batch of chocolate my father has made in Syria was a disaster. The second batch was better. The third batch was awesome. And then he became the hero of the town. If you make chocolate, you'll become the hero of the town easily because everyone loves chocolate and everyone certainly will appreciate what you are bringing to them. My father, at that time, he built 2 chocolate shops in Damascus. And then he got to meet my mother, who was one of the first customers. And then they fell in love after he gave her 2 boxes of chocolate and she loved them. Then I was born and we were living a happy life in Syria. I'm not sure if any of you have been to Syria before, the Middle East. It's a beautiful country where people there celebrate hospitality and generosity every single day. They live up to those values. They help those who are in need, exactly like you do. Everyone believes in Syria about the ROK. A lot of businesses only know about return on investment. While if you live to your community, if you live to support others, then ROK becomes much more important. ROK means return on kindness. It's not return on investment, it's return on kindness. And whatever we give, we're going to get back. This is the law of reciprocity. Our company in Syria was growing really fast. In 2005, it was the second largest chocolate company in the Middle East. And my father's company was exporting everywhere, to Turkey, to Egypt, to Belgium. Yes, we were sending chocolate to Belgium. The value why we started business was because we believe entrepreneurship is about being unique and remarkable. It's like jumping off cliffs and building a plane on the way down. This is exactly why my father got into making chocolate in the first place. And unfortunately, in 2011, the war started in Damascus. After the movement of Arab Spring, people were fed up of seeing their neighbors hungry, seeing that their kids are out of school, seeing that they have no roads. We grew up there in the beginning. When I was born, we didn't have much, but we had each other. There are many people here in Canada and around the world that they are waking up not knowing if they would receive anything that just can support them to live their day. They're living day-to-day basis. And that was exactly the scenario that many Syrians had to live through for decades and decades. I remember very well in 2012 when the war reached Damascus, being there with my family. I was an aspiring physician studying in medicine, and my parents and my siblings were all having dinner at our supper table, and we started hearing explosions around the building. This is one of the toughest memories of my life. Around midnight, in the middle of July in 2012, we were running to the basement. We stayed there for 5 nights without electricity, without water, without medicine, without anything, without the basics of life. 60 members of my family were living in one building. We were rushing to the basement, stayed there for these 5 nights. We were just counting down to death. The roof could collapse on our heads at any moment. It was really hard for us to even think what the future could look like because we were not hopeful that there was going to be tomorrow. No one in my family knew that we can escape and we can rebuild our lives. Everyone was so scared that we are just going to die in that basement and we're going to become numbers on the screen of the news. You remember that the news were just telling you the numbers of the victims in Syria. They were not telling you their names, as if they were nameless. And it was unfortunate that many Syrians actually had to leave the country. Being a refugee or an immigrant means that you lost everything. You lost your family, you lost your friendships, identity, and most importantly, your sense of belonging. This is the hardest part, is losing your sense of belonging. And in 2000 and later in 2012, after we survived that basement, my father's chocolate factory in Damascus was bombed by one of the largest explosions and bombing in the Syrian war. I remember very well that my father came back home. He saw the factory leveled on the ground. He didn't speak to anyone. He was saying, everything has gone. Everything has gone. 3 months later, we decided to leave the country after me and my brother were walking on a sidewalk in Damascus. I was injured in my leg. My brother lost his consciousness. I carried him. We ran into the house. And then I told my family, this is not time to do business. This is not time to do medicine. This is the time to survive. The only hope that we had at that time is to build a purposeful and meaningful lives for ourselves and our community. And we lost it. We lost it all. But we know as well that in time of test, family is best. We know as well that no one was born to immigrate. Becoming a refugee is not a goal. It's not a decision. It's not on purpose. Everyone was forced to leave. Everyone was forced to just flee their home countries because of war, because of persecution. And those in Canada and around the world who are there on the other side, opening their hearts and their arms and embracing refugees at airports, supporting them to start a new life here, is exactly why refugees are successful. It's exactly why Canada is one of the leading nations around the world for integration of refugees. No one comes here to take, everyone comes here to contribute. Somebody came to me after I landed in Nova Scotia and said, Tareq, why did you come to Canada to take our jobs? And then I told him, actually, I did not come here to take your jobs. I came here to create them. And then I realized that, there were many challenges in the beginning, but adapting and coping with life challenges can lead to opportunities of growth and success. I know we are all fed up with the pandemic, but in our current reality of anxiety, uncertainty, and suffering, I hope we can help each other in understanding how to move forward through optimism and growth mindset, and to be inspired and make our own impact on the world. I'm here to share with you that people who are supporting those refugees to start their lives here need our support at the same time, because I told you kindness is a circle. The Salvation Army gives people the tools needed to rebuild dignity and renew hope, whether that means providing shelter, emergency disaster relief, or even spiritual guidance. The Salvation Army helps those who rely on its services and programs know that they are not alone. And I know exactly how does it feel like to be alone. They have an entire army on their side, an army of givers. And now on its 131st year, the Salvation Army's annual Christmas Carol campaign is their largest fundraising drive of the year. Here is why it's important. Annually, the Salvation Army hosts its Christmas Carol campaign, which raises money for crucial programming that helps combat poverty and homelessness. Because last year at the same time, over 25,000 families across the Maritimes were helped with your generous donations. Needs knows no reason. No one should face hardship alone. Together, you and I can make a difference. Every donation made to the Salvation Army this week stays in the local communities across the Maritimes. I encourage you to support the Salvation Army today. There are 3 ways to support and 3 ways to donate. First one, you can make a donation to a kettle in a local retail location. The second is to call 1-800-SAL-ARMY, that's 1-800-SAL-ARMY, or visit www.salvationarmy.ca/maritime to donate online. Thank you very much everyone for hosting me, and it's been an absolute honor to share my story with you. We are so glad that our company and our campaign with Peace on Earth Society can help as well our communities to be better, to do better, to be there for one another. No one can go back and start a new beginning, but everyone can start today and make a new ending. Merry Christmas.